Hi, I'm Raquel, and you're watching My Rocky TV. So last week I talked about marriage. This week I'm going to talk about interference. Now, one thing I know that can really sidestep a marriage is interference. Because I think we get into the place of wanting to please other people. Please people who think we're supposed to behave this way, or we're supposed to treat our wife or husband this way, or we need to do this, or we need to do that. And mostly for women, it's almost like you need to be on top of your relationship. You need to be the one ruling it. You need to be the one having control over it. And man, that's just not the case. And I know we're like, hey, we don't have gender roles in these days. Well, a man has not been able to push a baby out of himself. So, yeah, we still have gender roles. Yep, we do. Now, I don't believe in them where we become like chauvinistic now, or, no, I don't believe that. There are things that men and women are to do because it complements each other in forging this tight bond. And one thing I know the word says is that we are to come together, kind of leaving the family, that kind of influence behind. But that's why you gotta know for sure that who you marrying is worth that. Because some people can try to interfere, family will try to interfere and will break it up, and then they'll be like, well, I was just telling you that you can't do things and you shouldn't allow this or that. You need to decide, do you like your marriage the way it is? If you like it the way it is, and you like how you're treated, and you like what's going on between you and your husband or wife, nobody else needs to say anything else about it. Because that's a dynamic you don't need that is not going to help you. And I understand interference because sometimes, as women, we really are in that position where we feel like we have to be in control. But if you feel that way, again, we must think, why did I choose this person? Because if I don't feel that I can trust him to be in control where I'm able to take this position over here, then something's wrong. Then why did I do that? Because if I can't trust that guy enough where I can say, okay, hey, this is the relationship, and I know you're going to be head of this marriage, so boom, go ahead, I trust you. Because you should be able to trust him. You should be able to feel protected and secure. I mean, this is true. I don't know if we're living in days like that, where there are men out there like that, but he too needs to feel like he can trust you. As a woman, he can trust you, he knows you love him, and he knows you respect him. This stuff is true. Now, I'm not just saying this stuff because I heard it. I'm saying this stuff because I've experienced it because, I'm no longer married. Okay? So, I had to learn, and it's important to learn. We need to look at ourselves again. And I'm not saying look at yourself like a narcissist, but look at yourself monitoring yourself, taking account of your attitudes, your behaviors, and how it affects someone else. Think about your overall person. And that's what the man should be thinking about as well. Not coming into a marriage trying to take. Because if you just take, eventually, there's not going to be anything in the bank account. It's going to be in the red. You're going to be overdrawn. And if you've ever been there, you know what happens. And if you haven't been, don't do it. Just don't get to that point. You need to be depositing. And that's part of marriage, depositing. How can I serve you? One, under God, oh man, we will have some great marriages. We can do it. I know we can. Let's do it. Get out that interference. You cannot have mom and dad and everybody talking. That's why you and your partner, your husband, your wife, you guys must be able to communicate. You even need to be able to communicate to the point where you can let out those things that hurt you, those things that make you feel vulnerable. Same thing with the husband, because if we can't feel vulnerable with each other and know that we're not going to be judged, or there's going to be all this conflict and all these different things going on, it's not going to work. Because we have to be honest. Because I'm going to tell you, not being honest, again, brings that dark cloud and it hovers. The devil's always looking for an opportunity to tear up something. Anything that's done by God, he is always looking for an opportunity to tear it apart. We can't give him that opportunity. If it comes, we have to nip it in the bud. And we have to be so strong in a partnership that we can do that. And that's why you can't allow outside interference. Because other people see things the way they think it should be, or the way they think they wanted it to be in their marriage if they had one. And if they don't, how they think it should be now. And this, a lot of people do not agree with me that the man should be head. But can you trust that man to be that head? And if you can't trust that man to be that head, then you got to start asking why. Is it him? Or is it you? Me? Did I ever believe he could do that? Did I ever believe he could? Did he demonstrate that to me at some point that I thought that made sense? Because it may not be in him. He may have not matured to that level. Did you see something you wanted to see? Or did you see it for what it actually was? Limit the interference. Cut it out, because you're never going to know who you are, what you want, what you like, if you keep allowing this interference to take place. I know it's hard sometimes to tell people, step back, shut it, because it seems like sometimes people are waiting for it to break down so they can mock you, or they can say, see, I told you. I'm sure y'all out there know there are people like that. I have them too. I know them. And I don't want to be like that. So I have to even work on myself to not be like that. See, I told you. Because I don't want anybody's marriage to fall apart. There's people who live around me. I pray for their marriage often. I pray for their marriage. Because it's important to me that they stay together. Somebody need to demonstrate that this can work. And if it's not me right now, then let it be them. So that's it. That's what I have to say on this video. Limit the interference. And if you can, completely stop it. Suggestions are fine. People caring about you is fine. But sometimes interference becomes overbearing and controlling. And that is what you want to stop. I'll see you on the next video.